Yeah.
But no, okay, no, because I need to get this straight, okay? Because you see the whole like exes, yeah. So
Yeah.
fam, we actually might as well. So what are you a firm believer that exes and like you could be friends with your ex?
100%.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like it'll take a while in it, but
Yeah.
as long as like, I think it's the kind of person I am in it. I think I could. I think so.
Do you know what it is? I have no problem. Like I'm a very like nonchalant guy in it. I don't care, fam. Like in the sense that if I was gonna like nothing really phases me. Like other than like things that involve like family, nothing really phases me. So when people are like, oh, can you be friends with your ex and stuff? I think, yeah, like
Why not? Innit?
why not? Like my ex never done me dirty, and I've only had one girlfriend, so my ex never done me dirty. So if like I don't get like I feel like we have one life. Like people expect to rub people out straight away.
Yeah.
When certain people have done you better than other people, innit? So for me, like I have no issue with people being friends with exes. Like, if I had a girl today and she was friends with her ex, fam, it won't kill me. At the end of the day, yeah, you actually need to like understand your source. If you're gonna get scared and wary that your ex, your current girl, whatever, is friends with your ex, like what's you, like, fam, like I don't get it. Like I feel people make this whole ex thing like a deep thing because I feel like it's so like counterproductive in the sense that people will say, you know, you should be friends with somebody first before going out with them, innit? So let's say you spent a year with this person, you're just brethren. So me and my ex were friends for like a year. She knows me inside and out. Cool. Now we start dating. Relationship didn't work. Am I supposed to rub you out of my life?
It's dumb, innit?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't like you haven't been friends before, kind of.
Exactly. And it's like, obviously, I don't want bare relationships in it. I've only had one. By God's grace, my next one could be my last one in it, and I can just get chill with her. And whatever happens after marriage, cohabitation, sharing apartment, whatever we're gonna do, fam, we're doing it. But like I don't get it because it's like just because they're your ex does not mean you have to cut them off. You might not have like the best of friendship with them. Cool, like you guys have separated. But to say, alright, you're my ex now, die or like, it's just long.
I feel like it's the ego thing, innit? Like the fact they've broken up, it's like I don't know, it's dumb, innit?
Because
I feel like society has made it that thing, innit? Like the whole like social media as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because people get so wary. I'm just like a big believer. Like it's like I feel like maybe as a guy, I would say maybe it's because of insecurities. Because it's like saying, if you have like had sex with somebody, and then maybe you're in a relationship with somebody else, can you be friends with somebody that you've slept with while being in a relationship with somebody else? Now again, me, I'm very nonchalant. I don't care. Like for me, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if you're with me, you're with me, innit? So whoever from your past that may still be in your life should not concern me because you're with me for a reason. So you shouldn't be going and cheating and doing X, Y, and Z. So you being friends with them, I shouldn't bug out because in my head, I trust you. If like from them times I'm telling you when to make friends or who to be around and who not, it's like me, I'm throwing my insecurities on you. Yeah. And I feel like guys do this a lot, fam.
Trying to control the women.
Guys do.
Because they're insecure, they're trying to control their women.
I feel like, do you know what it is? I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have any insecurities, but personally, I'd say I don't, only because like at the end of the day, like I firm who I am in it. Like I could be 6 foot. I'm black. I've got curly hair. There's things maybe I've got funny toes. Like, but at the end, it's me in it. So I'm not gonna say I don't have insecurities because maybe I do, but just the way that I try to carry myself, I don't really. If I did, I wouldn't let them affect me. But men dash their insecurities on girls on a mad one, fam. I went to Afro Nation.
Yeah, that's that.
And Afro Nation
I want to go with that.
Bro, it's incredible. It's incredible. It was an incredible vibe in it. And I went with my boys, and obviously like it's a festival abroad. I hate when people say it's a party holiday. It's not really. It was a festival abroad. But anyway, we went abroad, and obviously like it's Afro Nation. Like there's gonna be guys in you get it, and girls in
doing the madness.
You know, you get it. But the way like I've seen conversations people have had, my girl couldn't go Afro Nation, my girl couldn't wear this, my girl couldn't wear that. I hate hearing that, you know. I hate it so much. Why are you dashing it? Because this is my thing. Put Afro Nation aside. This is my thing. let's say me and you go to a party, yeah?
Yeah.
Pre this girl, sweet fam. Oh, nice dress, like nice assets, whatever you get. Just like she's very nice looking. I moved to, you know, time goes on and we start going out. Now she's going out wearing the same things that I saw her in. And now I have a problem.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Now I have a problem.
When you put it that way, innit, it's not the person's problem, it's you, innit, like, you know what you sign up for, innit, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because it's like, bro, like, if you like, you take me for as I am, innit, you move to me as I was, and I'm continuing it as I am. At the end of the day, like, for me, I want my girl to be comfortable in it. Like, if I'm in a relationship with you, there's like 3 values: respect, trust, and loyalty in it. As long as you keep those values like the same, like me personally, I know people are gonna be like, well, what though? But babe, do what you want. Like in the sense that like if you go to a party, like I get onto girls in general, like my friends, when they go parties and wear next to nothing. Not even because like it's hella revealing. Because be yourself. It's cold half these times.
That's
like
true.
you're stepping out and you're shivering and you're asking man for my jumper. I'm not getting cold.
That's true.
So it's like when it comes to it, I'm just thinking like, bro, let the girl live, fam. Like if she wants to go Afro Nation, let her go Afro Nation and enjoy it with her girls. Like we have this one life. I God forbid, and God beat me up the day I tell a girl what she can wear, fam. What she can wear, where she can go, who she can go with. That's men throwing at insecurities on girls. And you chill out. If you wanted a bad B from the start, you have to understand she's gonna be a bad B during. Yeah. So you have to understand
it's not gonna change, innit?
At the end of the day, listen, if my girl's got a big bum. When I was single and she was single, I was pre in her bum.
Exactly.
Now that she's taken, people are still gonna pre her bum. It's life.
Is that the reason why you moved to her?
Exactly.
Is the reason why you're getting insecure, like.
At the end of the day, listen, like I want this podcast to be everything from. I want it to be serious topics or fun topics or whatever it is. At the end of the day, sorry mum for saying this, but at the end of the day, everybody can look. You get what I mean? Everybody can do a little stare.
I can, innit?
But not everybody can touch. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like men dash their insecurities on girls sometimes. I feel like sometimes, you know, we are to blame for that. And then, in the essence, we are to blame for when girls move, like, certain ways, in terms of when men call females crazy. And I think, let me not say that before people try to drag me, but I think everybody's, like, mad in this life.
To an extent, innit?
And I feel like, yes, your situations can make you move away. But I feel like if you just have like a mentality, you won't move certain ways. Like, okay, cool. Like if you get cheated on it, I can't talk in it because I've never been cheated on, but I'm very sure that stuff hurts in it. But if like, I don't know, just a brother did something stupid, I feel like sometimes it's quite exaggerated with how girls and boys put it, and then they justify it for why they move in certain ways. But I feel like sometimes they exaggerate a bit. Like they'll be like girls will be like, oh, men make me mad, men make me mad. But do we really? Like, I'm just asking, innit?
I feel like a big part of that is like, again, social media, innit? Because a lot of people just write stuff for tweets, innit?
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that a lot. People just write stuff for tweets. Like they'll write certain situations, might exaggerate a little bit just for a few likes and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? When in reality, it's not as mad as they've written.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, because I have this problem with my friends. I'm not gonna say their names yet, but I have 2 specific friends here. Bro, they will shout, men are mad, men are trash, men are this, men are that, but they will be there plotting on what to get X and Z man for Christmas to make sure that he's good, Bella's phone so he's good, feeding him. Listen, the men and trash movement is not a movement, fam. And listen, if you love your man, you love your man, fam. You don't need to go on social and say men are trash because behind the scenes, you're not acting like that. If like for me, and I try more anyway, if I say something, I mean it. So if I'm gonna say like girls are trash, or I don't want girls, or I don't want to chat to nobody, then I mean it. It's not
full chest, isn't it? Like
in the past, like if I didn't want to chat to somebody, I'd be like, cool, I'm not really trying to chat to nobody still. I'm not trying to chat to you, but I don't mind chatting to somebody else. Cool. Like that was my way of getting through it. But I feel like in this life, you just have to chest things sometimes, innit? Like this whole, bro, there's no way you all believe this men are trash movies because I've seen it. I've seen it. And
a lot of it's like emotion, innit?
Yeah.
One man does them dirty, and then it's like, oh, the whole
One man?
the whole race, the
One
whole
man.
genders, it's trash, isn't it?
One man does you dirty and the whole gender's written off. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit mad because, like, obviously, like, we've all moved to people, innit? And I've moved to people, and I remember there was one time, like, I moved to somebody, and I think it was on Snap, and I just talking, bro, as soon as I said, like, she's like, oh, where you from? I literally, bro, like, nowadays, if I move to somebody, I move differently, innit? Because one time this girl asked me where you from, I was like, I'm Nigerian. And she's like, oh, say nothing, bye. I said, sorry? She said, like, yeah, you're a demon. Bro, show me in the Bible what verse says that all Nigerian men are demons. Everybody loves running with this narrative, fam. It's pissing me off.
It's so stupid.
Bro, it comes to a point where if I speak to somebody, I should be like, oh, where you from? I'll be like, listen, I'm going to say it, but I beg, just don't judge me yet, please.
I have to put a disclaimer on it. Like.
And then she'll be like, oh, you're Nigerian, and yeah, man. Like, I don't think I'm a demon. Like, I've definitely, like, fam, I'm not perfect. Like, nobody's perfect in it, but I'm not a demon, fam. And just because I'm from Nigeria, I'm not a demon.
I've seen it a lot, and people just, they have like just a preconception of what all people like just because of a few examples, usually exaggerated examples as well that they see in it, maybe on the internet, not even in real life, innit? Sometimes it might just be on the internet, they'll see like this 1-2 example and think, cool, everyone from this country is like this, like that, like
in this life, yeah, like, in all honesty, like, all banter aside, I hope like everybody can find happiness in it. But I feel like sometimes when we move with certain narratives, it's like we're making it seem like it's impossible to find. Like, the way like social media does, I won't say social media, but how people glorify relationships on social media, I feel like put so much pressure on trying to have this perfect relationship. And it's like when people put, I said it in like the last podcast, but when they put the roses and the hotels on Twitter or kind of showing off what their man's done for them, like
all the expensive flowers and everything.
Me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with like, maybe like, you know, like at the end of the day, like, it doesn't even matter what I say, because do what you want. But I feel like there is like unnecessary stress on people trying to find that perfect relationship. Like, I want my man to do this for me, and I want my man to do that for me, and it's like, you know, so like it's heartbreaking because obviously, like, for me, I've been working since I was 16, 17. And obviously, like, I had a girl at the time, or I've spoke to people and whatever, and like, I've seen people kind of laugh at man, not me, but laugh at like certain man for having less money, no money. And it's like,
about that. What do you think about that?
I think it's tough because, like, bro, like, life, like, listen, live within your means. I always say, life isn't easy. If you love somebody, if you like somebody, you should find happiness in what they can give you, not what the world is giving each other, so you must get that. If I have a girl, like, by all means, I'd love to, you know, spoil her and, you know, do the whole hotel and thing, if that's what she wants. Not because social media says this is what should be accepted, but if it is something that she wants, if she wants to, if she would love like a man to do that for her, then alright, cool. Like, when I had a girl, or like I said, when I've spoken to people in the past, like, I care about people, so I'll look after you in different ways. Like, what, you're hungry, I'll order you some food. You're lonely, I'll try and come through. Or me, my big thing is I always support your dream. That's something I can offer you that maybe other man won't do it to how I would do it. But people want the aesthetic. People want the aesthetic, bro. Like, let me not say I promise you, but I bet half these relationships that, you know, you see on social media with the rose and everything, they're going through tough times behind scenes, and it's okay because you're a relationship. But like, if you're gonna put it on social media, be honest. A lot of people like to paint this image on social media, and social media, is pissing me off, fam. Your people's problems are not for social media.
Oh my gosh, what, the oversharing thing?
Bro, God. Oversharing.
I feel like it's gotten worse, like, very recently.
Worse.
Well.
And I feel like I'm not the clout police. But if I was gonna call it anything, in my eyes, I'm gonna speak for just myself. I feel like a lot of people are chasing clout.
Definitely.
I feel like using someone's name in a way can bring a lot of attention to you. I'm not gonna start like naming names because before people start trying to come for me, whatever. But a lot of people like there's a lot of issues that can just be dealt with behind closed doors, and for me it's annoying. I've stopped looking at certain pages, like the Shade Bar. I'm just like, well done to them. They're great pages. Like, there's no disrespect to them, and they have to do their job in it. They're news reporters for the youth, basically. So well done to them. It's a great platform. But in terms of like some of the things I've seen on them, where people are just oversharing, and it's like, bro, you could have actually just went to the girl, or you could have just went to the guy and said this. No. Why must I know that you slept with somebody 2 years ago?
They put like a whole paragraph in their story,
bro,
the whole situation.
You're there snapping. Yeah, I remember like 2 years ago when me and who cares?
Like, who asked you this question?
Like, but this is the thing though. I say who cares, and you say who cares, and my boys will say who cares. But people care.
It's
people
true.
love to get into people's business.
They just love the drama, innit?
They love it. If there was no drama, they would be suffering, fam. They love it. That's why for me, like, obviously, I'm trying to do the podcast. I'm trying to do other things, and by God's grace, they'll come to fruition. But I honestly would actually rather a private life. Like, there's brands I've looked at, like Ben Jart.
Yeah,
Cold brand.
Yeah,
and I follow his brand and I follow him as well on Instagram. And he doesn't like show his face. He doesn't show his, like himself on Insta, which I rate a lot. And if I were to go back and start my brand again, I would do the same thing. But because I'm a very personable person, like in terms of everything I do with my brand, I'm not afforded that. But it's like, I'd rather a private life. You're not gonna hear, I hope not anyway, but you're not gonna hear about Ben Jart or Mr. Benjamin's relationship scandals, because he doesn't post it up like that. The guy just posts up motivation, which like I said, like things that I want to do, just posts up motivation and cuts on, does his work and cuts, and is living a good life.
Separates from the personal stuff from the
exactly.
business side, innit?
Let social media be for social problems, but your relationship problem is not a problem of the people. I
think that's a problem with a lot of influencers, isn't it? Because like, the part of their job is kind of making their life in the public domain, isn't it? Like, people invest not in just like what they do, but the person themselves, isn't it? So it's like, when they have like highlights and achievements and whatnot, that's sick. But at the same time, when they have problems, a lot of the time it gets shared, innit? Like,
and it's annoying because sometimes it's them sharing themselves, but then other times, obviously, once you're in the public eye, people will share it, people will share it.
Into a situation.
The one the thing that pisses me off though is the music.
What way? What, the music?
Why are people? God. Like I said, I don't want to start putting names out.
Yeah.
But listen, look, if you don't follow a music career, cool. Say nothing in it. But I don't get this whole, alright, I've got a problem with somebody. I think it's cool if you're a musician. Like the Chip and Stormzy, say nothing in it. But I don't get the diss tracks, fam. Me personally, I don't get it. I was listening to a couple the other day and I just looked at it, I said, I don't get this, fam. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't. Each to their own, innit? If you want to do it, do it. But I just don't get it. I feel like we're in like a weird moment. Obviously, it's 2020. But I feel like we're in a weird moment where, like, really anything and everything's happening right now. You've got people who don't rap or, you know, are different influences in different ways, are now rapping on beats and sending for man. Not me, but for sending for people. And then you, like, it's just very weird. And now everybody's doing it now. It's a trend. Like, if you piss me off today, by next week you'll see me in the studio and be like, listen, I've got a bad boy piece of information for this. Let me not even say that. I don't even want to put clout on things name, but it pisses me off. Well, everything that's going on social media just pisses me off.
Like, the game has changed, isn't it? Because like, back in the day, it was more like a thing of like, if you're an artist, you're just an artist, isn't it? If you're like, it's an influencer, you're an influencer. But now it's kind of like, it's kind of just a bit of a mix, isn't it? It's not as black and white, you get me? Like, now artists are more influencers, you know what I'm saying?
I don't mind though.
Artists, like, I
don't mind if like each their own. Me personally, I believe everybody should find as many streams of income as they can. You're not just one thing.
100%.
Like, do as much as you can in it. Like Crept and Conan, rappers, business, TV show, like amazing. Same thing with Stormzy. Make your businesses. But My question is that did you have a music passion before? Or are you just like jumping on a trend? Because I do feel like certain influencers maybe are jumping on a trend and saying, all right, cool, she did it to her, so I'm going to do it to her. When it's not needed. Like, it's just not needed. And it's like, what I was going to say is, do you feel like it takes credibility away from the actual like rap scene that are actually doing proper diss tracks from proper issues, like the Chip and Stormzy one? We might not know like the full details, but we saw the video of Stormzy going to Chip's house. So there's an underlying thing there. So cool, they settled it. Well, obviously, Stormzy didn't reply, but they were selling it through music. Same thing when Chip and Youngin, or Chip and Bugsy, or Stormzy and Wiley. Cool, and there's credibility there because we're actually like
actual situation.
We can actually, there's an actual situation, and we can judge you on your talent because I know you're a spitter. So how are you gonna spin, man?
Yeah.
If you're just random, just the random
person,
and you're
talent.
What are we like rating you on? Because like I take music very serious. I used to sing, but like I'm not gonna go and drop music. But I take music very serious in terms of like taking it in and what I can learn from it. And if you're just coming and saying, yeah, and I had sex with him, what? You can't get next to him. I don't know what I'm supposed to rate you on, innit? So I just feel like a lot of these issues can be fixed internally. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm a big believer and a big advocate for like second chances and healing. And whoever has a situation with somebody, go chat to them. Why do I need to hear you?
I think often it makes it worse as well, innit? Like,
yeah.
When you put it on the internet, it makes it so much worse. And
you have no control.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, this person's done this now." Like, when really and truly, it's not even that bad. But the comments will make it seem so much worse.
The comments make it.
Twitter will drag you. Everything like.
Drag you, bro. I don't want to say names in it, but Lani put out her song.
And I never listened to it, you know.
I listened to it. Anyway, Lani put out her song, and the other day, maybe the day after, she was saying how she's getting bare hate from her song, bare comments, like people are saying like she's asking people, what should I just go die and this and that. Right. And the thing is, this is the thing, because I get where people take the piss, but I try and look at it a bit more seriously. And these are the things that are quite damaging. When you're an artist, you can take the stick as an artist because the type of critique you get as an artist is different. If you're an artist and your music's shit, people are going to critique you as an artist who has shit music. But you are in the industry, so you can take that, and you have a team that knows how to kind of work it around. If you're someone new who's coming to the industry for bands or whatever, when you get that critique, you don't know what you're going to do.
It's a shock, innit?
So when you're like, for me, that's frightening. Like, I don't know Lani, like I'm not going to go message her, but for me, that's frightening when she's messaging, what, should I just go die? Should I just go die? Whether she's doing it for clout or she means it, that's now scary. Now we move past the point of, she has beef with X, Y, and Z. Now just check if she's mentally good. The whole situation, I don't know if she's mentally good. But in terms of her now going out the live and saying that, you have to question it. Because social media influencers, I feel like they... Obviously, when you're on social media, you want to show the good parts. You're showing, you know, your collabs with different brands, eating out at different restaurants, different holidays. You're showing the good parts, the lifestyle. But you're definitely suffering. So who's to say now she hasn't put her suffering out in the open? She has, like, with the whole, like, Tina situation, whatever. But in terms of that specific thing, death, like, when you die, you can't come back. So now I feel like we move past that. Let's check if she's good. If you guys want to, if she's good, and then you want to go back, go back. But I feel like there's a fine line now, and we need to actually check, because it's like if you're a musician who now just randomly got signed for Arsenal, you don't know how to deal with that pressure of a footballer. So you could take it a whole different way. If I want to go as a musician, it might be a different way. So I feel like there needs to be like more protection over them. Whether they're annoying or not, I feel like we do need to give
being
some
sensitive in a way, innit?
Yeah.
A lot of the time we forget that there's humans, innit? Even though they're famous and whatnot, like, they deal with pain the same way we do, innit? They just might not show it because they have to show the highlights and show the living their best life. Yeah.
And that's the thing, because I try to stay away from like people's beef, because like it's whatever, fam. Like, you do what you're not doing it. And it doesn't concern me who you're beefing. But like I said, like when it comes to things that seem a bit serious, like I know people probably poke fun at her, and I'm not like a Lani supporter, but I'm a live supporter. So if, like I said, like if you're suffering, like let us know. And I feel like one trick that maybe social media influencers haven't realized or don't do enough, I feel like it's all well and good talking on your insecurities and your mental health in an Instagram story or mental health week. But one thing I say to my friend, because she's an influencer as well, is that people are watching you. Like now, people are watching me, whether it's one person or 10 people. Bro, the other day I got a message from a 13-year-old boy saying that I inspire him and I pushed him to be an entrepreneur. That nearly made me cry, fam. People are watching me. Bro, who's this? Like, I didn't know that this boy even could define me.
Yeah.
So like, people are always going to be watching you, regardless of what platform you have. They're always going to be watching you. So you want to put out as good of a message that you believe as possible. Don't put out a message because it sounds good. Put out a message that you believe that can inspire. So everything I do with the brand, I'm trying to inspire. That's why that message touched me a lot, because he, as a 13-year-old boy, is getting what I'm trying to do when certain people around my age aren't.
Yeah.
So as social media influencers that have such big platforms, you have a chance, especially like the females, you have a chance, because I know a lot of younger girls or girls younger than you watching, you have a chance to inspire them, to use your voice to say, yeah, I suffer with anxiety, yeah, I suffer with depression, yeah, I suffer with this and that. Because a lot of girls look at you and want to get into that industry. They want to be influencers, they want to get the checks, they want to do the promo. But it can be tiring. There could be a lot through it. And the worst thing about it, which I hate, maybe personally, is that I've spoken on mental health, obviously in a podcast and in things in the past. I've had friends who spoke on mental health. But because they don't have the platform, they don't get heard as much.
Yeah.
Young Philly put out a post on his mental health and saying, I think he suffers with
anxiety,
and he goes therapy, and it got posted on the Shade Bar, which is amazing because he's shedding light on it. But two things: one, everybody's been shedding light on it, and I feel like us as influencers, I'm not an influencer at all, please, I'm not taking that title, but influencers should take up that chance to promote more people, whether they have 1 follower or 1,000 followers, to put their story out there.
To normalise it, innit?
To normalise it. And two, if Young Philly wasn't as big as he was, that tweet would go missing. That tweet would disappear. He can talk about it, but since no one knows you and you ain't got a big enough platform, people aren't going to speak on it. So it's annoying for me because, like, we're all human. Like, when you look at someone for face value, when I see you, I don't see your followers. I don't see how many people are watching you. I just see you for face value. So I feel like that's how we should look at people. So if we're speaking on something, listen, because we all deal with shit. We all deal with stuff. And I feel like it's not fair to other people, just because they don't have the following now, that their voices isn't heard. So that whole social media thing is it's not real, fam. It's not real life.
Do you listen to Bugsy Malone?
Yeah, I love Bugsy.
I rate him highly, you know.
Yeah, same.
Especially like you see like this whole like being inspired thing, innit? I rate that so highly. Like his whole journey as well, especially when you look at like from like 06 to now where he's at. It's mad. Like.
I think as well, like, I like that we're just like touching different things, but I think as well for Bugsy, because he's an artist and he's not from London, forever how long, there's always been a bit more pressure on artists outside London to blow. And I feel like he personifies as an artist. Obviously, a lot of them are the same as this, but in terms of artists outside London, self-made.
100%.
You get, not only like with his music, because I love his music, God, I love his music, and even when he uses beats that I won't really take in, I know what he's doing, and when he flexes, I don't get angry, because you deserve it. You deserve it. But when I say self-made, like this guy, from the ground up, he always uses Instagram to motivate and inspire as well, and from the ground up, he's built himself up to even, you know, being this unknown rapper to clash with Chip. And Chip, bro, I don't care what type of rapper I am, I ain't clashing with Chip.
Yeah,
but to build himself up from that, and then, you know, build his music platform, and then build his brand, be inspired. Now he had a collab, I think, with Supply and Demand, or he was just like an ambassador for them or something. Now he's got Be Inspired, and his thing's cold.
Trainers,
and it's heavy. He's got his own trainers. Yeah. Like, bro, like, come on. And then to even add like a really nice touch, he blessed it with Chip. It's just very mature, I feel like when that's a perfect example of if you're trying to look up to somebody, him. Like obviously, like he's done, like his life has gone however it's gone. I don't know his whole life story, but for what he's given us, there's a lot to be inspired about. Literally, 100%. Be inspired.
Yeah.
So 100%, like I rate him, but for me, my, I don't like saying like I get inspired by people because I'm not trying to follow you, but you are doing things that I wish I was doing.
You say it motivates you more than
Stormzy.
Stormzy, he's like the
everything that this guy does is incredible, and it's like I've always wanted to have. I'm here trying to help creatives. I'm here trying to open my brand out to help creatives excel in their fields. Bro, he's done the scholarship. He's done the books. He's done Murky Tours. He's done. Listen, he's probably the one that inspires me the most. So, if I was gonna say that I'm looking up to anybody, I'll say Stormzy.
Okay.
How about you?
That's a good question. I think Bugsy's like one of the top ones for me in the music industry, definitely. Especially just looking at like for when he like his, especially some of the situation he talks about like in his music, like in his final booths and whatnot. Like he spoke about kind of like his family situation and whatnot, and then just seeing like how he's progressed, especially like in MEN 1 and 2. It's so sick. Like, also Cadet as well actually. Yeah, also Cadet. I don't know if you ever listened to what's it, Letter to...
Bro, Cadet, I was doing freestyles because of him.
I
was doing
if you have behind bars, his first behind bars, that one touched me differently.
Bro, I was listening to him. Bro, his he did a I just hit 200k followers, then that must mean that I'm buff. Something like he did a buff freestyle in it.
Yeah.
And because of him, I did my own thing. I was like, I don't really have all of the followers, but that doesn't mean that I am buff. All the girlies calling my phone asking for some love. Like, I don't want a babes, man. I don't want a cuff. Hey, I'm so like, bro, just because of him. So like, that's a big one. And especially when he died, like, I even went to his his
London
memorial at Hyde Park, like releasing the balloons and stuff. Cause it was like I don't remember if they released balloons, but like Cadet and Dead Man came through. Not Cadet, sorry. Crept and Dead Man came through. Young Philly, and it was just such a touching moment. And I feel like, you know, especially for him, he was just on his way at that point to maybe get what he deserved. And it was sad to see him go, but he therefore was someone that inspired me. He just inspired me with his like his vibe, like he lived happy.
Yeah.
And he was very open, like slut freestyle. Stereotype, like he was very open with his music, and I feel like, again, he didn't get accolades because in this generation, a lot of the music that we listen to, or a lot of music that people listen to, especially with what's trending now, maybe like more drill. I don't relate to drill in it. Like I've never killed Chef, Dip, Duppy. Like I've never done any of that. And when you can kind of give me someone who's quite open. And more relatable, then I'm gonna take it in. Like obviously, like when you go parties and stuff, you listen to music and for a vibe, for jumpy and that. But when I'm at home, I rather listen to like more thoughtful music. And Cadet was definitely somebody that I took in his music a lot more, a lot. And he was just like a fun guy, fam. Like R.I.P. him always.
Like he seemed like someone who had like a genuine vibe to him.
Yeah,
like just positive, innit?
And I feel like that's the thing, because like with anything, you could lose touch for something very easily if you don't love it. Like I love football, and since my brand has started, I love my brand. It's my baby. That's what I call it. So nobody could really stop me from doing it, and I can't really stop myself from doing it because I love this. Like if I wake up in the morning knowing that I can't play football, I'm angry. Since the second lockdown, my football season's been on pause. I've just been so annoyed when I found out football's coming back. I was so excited. You get. Same thing with my brand. Like when I relaunched and when I sold out, bro, like for that day, I was so overwhelmed. I was crying. I was praying, just thinking like, God, like thank you, because like I wasn't expecting this. So it's like when you lose touch with something you don't love, like it's very easy. And I feel like Cadet just had like a genuine love for music.
You could tell he was so passionate about it, like especially in the freestyles as well. Like, you know when someone spits in a freestyle, you can tell if they're like passionate, especially like
you can feel
in the ones where like he talked more about pain in it. Like you could just really feel some of the emotions that he spoke about. Like I don't know if you ever watched his Fire in the Booth or not, but
I think I watched I've seen his I don't know if it's his behind the booth or behind bars where he was wearing a Ben Jart tracksuit.
Or the purple one.
Yeah, the purple one.
The first one. That was sick.
I watched that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I watched another one, but
he made a second one as well with the newer sentence, but yeah, like if you see the way he spat in his fire in the booth, like you know when like you see like the veins in his neck, kind of thing? That's like how he was spitting, like just so passionate in it. You could tell like how much music means to him in it. But yeah, it's sick. Especially because I felt like he knew he was underrated as well. Like he was
underrated, and he held that with his chest, man.
Exactly. So like he knew people weren't taking him in, which made him even more passionate as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he wanted people to just appreciate him and just
Happy him, man. That's funny. We spoke about social media.
Things.
Spoke about rap. We spoke about inspirations. Like I feel like, do you know what's funny? This conversation wasn't supposed to happen, but this is like why I love this, and this is why I love like speaking and interacting with young people, because I feel like we don't see it, but our minds are different. I feel like.
What, to like the older generation?
Yeah, and I feel like it's unfair. This is why I started the podcast. I feel like it's unfair when people in the older generation think because we're younger, we don't have the right mentality, or because we're younger, we don't think like them, or we can't think like them. And it's annoying for me because I know my mentality. Like I can be very childish. I can be because I like enjoying life. Like we only have one, but I'm very mature in the sense that. The way I think, let's say nobody had businesses, put businesses to the side. I think my mentality is mature, and that's why for me, like I've been able to have conversations with certain people. But I feel like this age factor that people like to throw about is quite annoying. Age factor in terms of age and maturity. So me being
age doesn't necessarily like what's the word? Doesn't necessarily. What's the word correlates to maturity?
Yeah, it doesn't correlate because like. I feel like everyone probably different for themselves. I feel like personally, I've always had a mature mind. I've always like tried to see the big picture. Growing up, I've always wanted to work. I knew what money could do for myself, for my family. So I've always had that mindset of I can be childish, but I'm aiming for something. And it's like I don't like when people say, "Oh, you're 20, you're 19, you're 18, so you're not mature." Or because you're automatically 22, 23, 24, 25, you're mature.
Can't be,
because I promise you, I've seen immature 25-year-olds.
100%.
Seen immature 24-year-olds. And it's just, that's what I'm trying to highlight in our generation, that there's a lot more mature mentalities than you think. However, there is obviously immature mentalities and very like prideful and action first mentalities. And I feel like maybe that's where our downfall is, because a lot of people act before they think. And for me, maybe I just thought of it now, but maybe one reason is because younger we have less responsibility. Like if somebody pissed off my mum, she can't go and ride out on him because she's got a family, a mortgage, other things that she has to consider. Whereas if someone pissed me off, I'm not going to do it anyway, but if someone pissed me off, I have less to lose than an adult, if in a sense.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a reason for like the mentality imbalance in our generation. But I do feel like there's a lot of mature minds, and I feel like they should be highlighted so that we can help guide that way for the ones coming up. Because if this 13-year-old boy that DM'd me saying, "Oh, bro, like I'm a 13-year-old entrepreneur and you inspire me," if he sees me just being a clown and an idiot, and then one day he reads that I'm in prison for something stupid, you're looking up to the wrong person, and I'm just giving him the wrong type of things to look up to. So, I know I'm not the only mature person, or the only person I feel like with a mature mindset in my generation, and it's time to highlight them.
Just change the narrative, innit?
Yeah, change the narrative, because like. Listen, the saddest truth is that at one point everybody's gonna die in it. At one point, people who's in my position are gonna pass. Unfortunately, hopefully not soon, but at one point everyone's gonna pass in it. So we have to start looking at the younger generation. Even though I'm only 20 now, we have to start looking at the younger generation and think, how are we gonna build them up? Because at one point I'm gonna pass, but this is a legacy I'm trying to leave.
Yeah.
And I hope by God's grace that somebody can take up what I'm doing. Honestly, if I pass and by God's grace I'm in heaven, and I'm in heaven and I'm looking down and I'm seeing another Peace Out Black or another movement that maybe the person saying maybe I inspired them, that's gonna touch me. So I feel like it's, instead of looking down on the young generation and think they're too young to understand what's going on, slowly build them up through it. I don't think kids should be seeing what's going on in the world right now, but it's the world we live in. And I think slowly clue them up. Like, let me ask you, do you want kids in the future?
Nah.
You don't?
Because personally...
Oh, damn! I was
going to expect that now.
No, I wasn't.
Because you see me, yeah, like, I think my mindset might change when I'm older, but like, I just think it's too much stress in it. Especially because I'm someone who likes my personal space a lot right now, and that. So like, having kids would just be like, so much time and energy, do you know what I mean, spent. And like, obviously you'd be so sick in it, but I just think I'm such a person who likes just to spend time on their own, innit? So I can't imagine a life where I have to like dedicate so much time to spend.
So when you had your ex, did you think that you guys were gonna progress to marriage? Because I had a completely different question.
I swear.
Fuck. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, me and my ex were like, we were together like 2 months in it, so like,
okay,
it wasn't like too serious. I don't think we ever really had a conversation too tough about that, but in my head, like, I kind of wasn't exactly sure if it'd work long term, especially because we were going to like different unis next year, innit?
Yeah.
Like different sides of the country kind of thing. But obviously, like, she was still someone who I would have seen as being able to progressive in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always had the mentality of like, I don't really want kids in it. Like,
Damn. Because what I was gonna ask, damn.
What? Not were you?
Because I was gonna ask you, do you want kids? I thought you were like, because me, I want a team, fam. I can't like, I want kids.
Like multiple.
Kids. Listen, if my wife is out there, I want kids.
7-seater.
I would. No, everyone's getting some cards. Me personally, I want minimum 4 in it, just because I'm one of 4. Like, I'd love to have like a big family personally. The way that my family's set up, I'll even say it out loud.
I think that's one reason why, innit?
I just fuck on my mum's side, innit? My dad's side, I can kiss my ass, I just fuck on my mum's side, innit? So, damn, I can't believe I just said that.
Put it out there.
Bro, actually, in this life, we move. So my family's quite small. My grandma, my uncle, my mum, my uncle's wife, and then me and my siblings. I want a big family. My wife out there, if you can hold 4 plus. What I was going to ask you, because like the whole mentality thing is that obviously in this world we live in, being born black already is long. So I was going to ask you, if you were to have kids, like, do you know how you'd have that conversation with your kids, like about racism, about the struggles that they could or most likely would face and stuff like that? Or even if you're not going to, do you know how you, if you were a school teacher and your class was predominantly black and they asked you, how would you tell them? Or how would you even start that conversation with them?
I don't think I have answers to that, but like, I think it would definitely be important to like address it, innit?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times people don't fully address it, which kind of just leads to kind of some uncertainty, and I feel like it's just important to address it, innit? Like, I don't know, that's actually a difficult question, isn't it? Cause I've never thought about that, especially because like, I don't really have people like younger than me, like younger family members that like I have that responsibility of like telling them I've never really thought of having kids in it, but I don't know, I feel like it's important to educate and just address it, and especially from like an early age as well.
Do you know the hardest thing as well? Because like me asking you that question, in my head I'm trying to give an answer. Because when like growing up, I grew up in a tough area, so it wasn't anything that my mum told me. Like, she didn't say, you can't do this or don't be there. Because in all honesty, my mum raised me with a lot of independence, like a lot. Like, I was going to primary school on my own. I only lived like maybe 10, 15 minutes away by like a walk, and it was calm. And she was a working mother, so I had to go to school, come back myself from maybe year 3, year 4.
Oh, mad.
So I grew up with a lot of independence, and I feel like that's why I say mentality and how I was raised, because I always saw and knew and was kind of clued up on everything because of the area I grew up in. And my mum never had to say anything to me. I just knew. Like, I knew I wasn't built for the street.
It's kind of just learn.
If you ever saw me on the street corner selling drugs, just slap me, fam. Just honestly, because I was never built for that. I was never built to take a life. I was never built to, you know, leave my family and worry and stress. Because that's what it is like. Obviously, everyone's life goes different ways, but when you're in that life, all we can do is just worry and stress. My mum never had that conversation with me. So it was just something that I learned. I feel like it's not a bad thing, but I feel like coming into this world, especially how it is now, especially with, listen, slavery and racial injustice has been going on for 400 years and plus, and it continues till today. I feel like I need to educate my kids on that. Like, I don't remember my mum educating me on Martin Luther King and MLK, and schools did the bare minimum of educating black kids on their history. Because the curriculum was Henry VIII and the Tudors. I can tell you all about them, but for some reason at that age I couldn't tell you anything about my own heritage. That's crazy. But a lot of the time, I feel like I just learned. Like I just wanted to know stuff. So I would go look this stuff up and I'll hear about it and I'll go look it up. So my mum never really spoke to me about it, but if I were to bring kids into this world, because at the end of the day, everyone wants, not everyone, clearly, everyone wants kids.
Most people, a lot of people doing that, yeah.
But bringing kids into this world is scary. Like when they're a baby and they're 1 and 2 is cute and it's great, but when they start growing up and their muscle memory and everything starts taking in stuff, you need to let them know. Like, how am I going to tell my 6-year-old son that when you grow up you're going to be a target? How am I going to tell my 6-year-old daughter that people are going to judge you on this? But I want you to be yourself and I want you to love yourself, but I need you to be ready for it. And as your father, I can't always be there. Like I can't, when you're 18, I can't hold your hand through the street. And it's like, it's so tough because I feel like I'm very lucky with the family that I've grown up in because I know what to do and what not to do. Whereas certain families, I know that there's that worry. Like, I don't think, not in like a cocky way, but I don't think my mum worries too much when I go out. Obviously, she's a mother, she'll always worry. But when I go out, I think she knows my son's sensible. He's going to go and dance with girls, whatever. Or he's going out with his friends. He's going to do his thing and cut.
Yeah. She knows you, innit?
She knows me. So she knows I'm, like, if there's a fight, I'm dragging my friends out and I'm cutting. I'm not staying and watching. I don't get it when someone pulls out a knife and everyone runs towards them. Like, yeah, I need to see what's going on. I don't get that. I'm not going to put myself in danger for something silly.
Yeah.
So I think it's tough. Like, how do you... I feel like I'd happily have the sex conversation with my kids. That one would be easy. I'd be like, yo.
Yeah.
Listen, look, son. Yeah. Listen. You see sex, yeah? It's actually overrated, fam. Like, listen, you probably at one point in your life will have sex and I can't stop you. But if you're going to do it, please be safe. Please protect yourself. Please protect the other person. And yeah, like, just do it right. Don't rush yourself into it because honestly, it's not that deep. And don't get anyone pregnant till I say so. But I'm a hypocrite.
Because?
If I had a daughter, yeah. Don't do it. Not in my roof. Not in their roof. Not in a park. Don't do it.
The different rules if it's a son, different rules.
I don't know. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like,
but you have to treat them differently, innit? Cause
your kids are gonna have sex. Your kids are gonna do the same things that their parents did, and vice versa. But you know, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot more pressure on girls. It's very scary. Like if it's always talked about, if a guy has, I don't care about body counts like that, but if a guy has had sex with a lot of girls for some reason,
it's not
maybe around their peers, it's glorified, or it's not as looked upon as if a girl has sex with a lot of guys in it.
Definitely.
So just maybe like for my daughter and my son anyway, but obviously just because of society, for my daughter, I would maybe try and protect them more in that sense. But I can't stop it. I can only educate them. Sex talk would be easy, fam. Easy. The race talk might be a bit harder. But how do you think you'd have the sex talk? Because, bro, my mum pulled me up on the sex talk in like on my way to my maths exam, fam. In the car, she just said to me, like, my son, like, I love you. I don't want you having sex, but if you do, please be protected. And she said, I really don't want you having sex, but if you do, be protected. This was outside my school, getting ready for my maths exam.
Mad. So
did your parents like have the chat with you?
Nah.
They didn't?
They didn't actually.
Sure.
Nah. So, yeah. So, I don't really know, innit? Like, I feel like, boys would be a bit easier, innit? Because it's not really, it's like, just the way in which society sees boys and girls, innit?
Yeah.
Be easier. I don't know, I feel like, just like, the main things, innit? Just like, talk to them about protection, innit? I don't know, like, bro, because you see this question, it spun me, because I've never thought about it in my life.
Yeah.
Especially because I've never, like, thought of having kids.
Yeah. I was going to ask a question, but I might actually upload this, so...
Yeah.
So wait, do you just have sex for fun?
Me?
Just have sex for fun?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I play
still.
No, I play. No, but listen, this, okay, before this ends, can I just be very honest? This wasn't supposed to happen. We're actually just chilling here. I'm waiting for some people, and yeah, we just kind of started talking. But I'm gonna put this at the end. If I upload this, it's great. I don't know if I will, but I liked it, so I might. But yeah, that was just a very random one, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, baby. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Hope you can listen. It's on all streaming platforms as well. Wow. And yeah, before we go, what's your name? Because this guy's a fraud. What's your name?
EK.
EK?
Yeah.
What's my name?
I swear it sounded like EK as well.
This guy tried to steal my name. This guy. But basically, this is EK. This is actually a cameraman. He's a very good photographer. So if you're ever looking for some photography stuff to be done, then hit him up. If you go on my Insta, not my Insta, on the brand's Insta, at POB World, all the photos there by him, the moving images and everything, incredible photographer. So hit him up, but he's actually a cameraman for the brand.
At EKJPEG, IKEJPEG.
Yeah, I'll stop using my name for when you change that. But yeah, listen, thank you for watching, and hear from you guys soon. Anything else you want us to talk about in our podcast, just leave in the description box below, and we will do it. So God bless. Make sure you follow the Instagram as well, Mind of the Youth Pod. There's loads of Instas to follow. They'll all be in the socials. Love, guys. Peace out, back to the Order back.